The Supreme Court of India has issued new guidelines, or rather a handbook. Now, what is this handbook about? This handbook is going to guide the judges to not use gender inappropriate language. Let me put it more candidly. There are various stereotypes pertaining to women which were not just a part of everyday life on the streets, at our homes, in our offices, but also in judicial parlance, not just in the arguments in a court of law, but also during the pronouncement of the judgment. It's well documented and it is well known. Let's take you through these terms one by one, and a lot of them are going to shock you. The word mistress, prostitute, slut, spinster. These are words that have been very often used in various judicial pronouncements, judgments that have been handed down by the court or during oral observations by some judges. It is not unknown to the process of law to have this kind of language which is clearly not gender sensitive. In fact, various advocates, various women advocates fighting for women's rights and male advocates have argued for the fact that we need to have a separate gender sensitization, especially when it comes to language, when it comes to judges, when it comes to lawyers, and this is step one in the right direction. Some of them are worthy of attention, how these stereotypes, how these terms have continued to be used in judicial parlance. One of the word is whore, which is often used for a woman. Especially if they're talking about certain factual positions that have existed or certain scenarios which are spoken of in a criminal trial, for example, the word whore is not unheard for. Seductress, sex change, slut, spinster, not an unmarried woman, and the Supreme Court is suggesting that this terminology needs to be changed. There's one word that I have often found very, very offensive, which is the word ravished. The courts have used this term especially describing rape instances. And now the suggestion is use the term sexually harassed, assaulted or raped instead of the word ravish. Seductress is often used for a woman by courts, by lawyers, by judges, and that's exactly something that the court is saying. Don't use that. Don't use the word prostitute. Call it a sex worker. Don't use mistress, woman with whom a man has had romantic or sexual relationship outside of marriage. Objectionable terms, but unfortunately they survive. So clearly all these positions in law, as we talk about, are something that need to be done away with. One more point, one more slide that I put forward to you. Bastard is one word which is often used in judges, comments that they give out in an open court, or lawyers who argue in an open court, they often use this word. The other word is a fallen woman, often used for women. Hooker for a sex worker. The court also suggests that let's start calling women homemakers instead of housewives. So this gender sensitive or the preferred language is just the beginning of having more sensitivity towards how we address women, especially when it comes to your judicial pronouncements, your court proceedings, and in the judicial quarters per se, a place where men and women go for fairness and justice. A small step, but in the right direction.